financial predicament country St. Martin is in since we became an autonomous country in 2010. Our financial household has never been what it was supposed to be. And as many ministers of finance before me tried their utmost, I assume, to fix that, this government, when we started out almost a year ago, we took the responsibility to fix once and for all our financial dilemmas. With financial dilemmas, I also mean to say that if you look in the context of this budget, we are talking about 70 million guilders in deficit. So if I was a regular person in the street, I said, you know, what is this all about? We are talking about a deficit. That means there is no money. But what I see is that everybody still has the feeling we could cherry pick where we want to have 100,000 towards my plans and this. It doesn't work like that because we don't have the money. The budget is a document that shows the wishes, the plans of the government. That does not mean that we have the money available. Once that budget is approved, we will have to work towards getting the money. One of the main income is from our single donor, the Netherlands. And whether we like it or not, that is the country that has been providing for us for the past 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. Our salaries, your health care, your kids going to school, the road system, the buses driving, your emergency fly out to get medical help is all being funded with the help of the Netherlands. Don't forget that. And here we are trying to fix things that have been wrong for the past 10 years and even longer. May I also remind you that we have an instruction, a kingdom instruction that was passed upon us in 2015 to fix our finances. As I mentioned in previous meetings that we had in Parliament, our social debts are almost 1 billion guilders. And here we are trying to cherry pick on boneless or meatless bone. There is no fat, there is no meat, there is only bone. This government is on the track of fixing this. We have some priority projects that are right now under serious threat not to be able to be implemented. And all the other consequences that the Prime Minister mentions, people of St. Martin, your livelihood, your social well-being, your health care is at stake, is seriously at stake. You know, if you want to work good with a budget that you have, a budget should be passed early in the year, preferably at the end of the preceding fiscal year. Just a reminder, in November 2018, our budget was presented to Parliament. Parliament, some members of Parliament saw it fit by stating that there was not enough time to peruse the documents and to study, research, whatever they needed to do to fulfill their democratic obligations under our Constitution. In the meantime, this budget had to be amended because of the total expenses of our country, approximately 503 million. The CFT and the Kingdom Council of Ministers said that that was too much, was too high. So they say, we have to go back to the drawing table and try to find a common ground with CFT to come to a different amount that is lower. they decided that the amount should have been 475.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
This is a kickoff meeting of the phase 2. They call it package 2. We call it package 2 of Princess Juliana International Airport. And it's all about restoring the reconstruction of our main terminal, the airport. It's a project that has been going on for a while now, the administrative part, the funding part, and of course the most important thing also is the design part, because it is not something that you wake up in the morning, oh, let's fix the airport. It's a little more detailed than that. What we have done is we have put together 2 teams, the team of the airport itself and of course the engineers. We hired a company called Corgan, who's doing the details design and of course the architecture, making sure that all of the components that needs replaced are going to be replaced. To my right I have the COO, Mr. Hyman. Of course, all of this work wasn't just came out of nowhere. Mr. Hyman played a crucial role in bringing it to this point here, and I just want to give the floor for him and also thank him for great work done in the past.
For me, it's a great intake at this point to see that we are actually finalizing the designs, and that's what this week is about, where we make the drawings basically 100% rather than the 90% at where we're at now. And from there, then we can start the whole process by going out for tender and hopefully reconstruction start pretty soon. So I think this is a phase that we are all looking forward to get the ball rolling, so to speak. And I'm looking forward to reaching that stage with the team, and as Mr. Mingo said, with the help of Corgan as well.
Just repaired the roof, and a lot of people say, hey, the roof took quite long to repair, but this is not a small roof. We're talking a roof of in excess of 15,000 square meters. And average home is 200 square meters, so it's a big project. The funding for this project is over $100 million, which is a combination that we got between the World Bank and the EIB Bank. All putting the administrative and the design documents in place, we can finally start construction in the last quarter of this year. So if you look at the big picture, Irma happened in 2017. Now, 21 months afterwards, we're ready for the kickoff meeting. It took a while. If you ask me why it took so long, it's because of administrative procedures, funding,
We had situations with the insurance companies. So it has been a uphill battle, but I would never say that we reached to this point where we can actually do the kickoff. And I think it's a great milestone for the airport to reach to this point. Thank you.
Hey ma, how you doing? You busy?
I hear, just paying some bills, taking care of business, you know what it is?
I know, you're doing your online banking.
I don't have to stand in those long lines to pay bills. I can transfer when I want. I can check my account wherever. It's like the bank open 24/7. I even here checking the statement right now as we're talking. How's Miami?
Well, that's why I'm calling. I'm finishing up a few songs now, but I'm afraid that studio time might be more than I thought. And I was wondering if I could get some help with some funds, and I could pay you back as soon as I get back to St. Martin.
Let me check my account. How much you need?
I think 500 should be enough.
I can transfer it to you while online. Direct from me to you. No problem.
Great. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll get online with Viv now.
Alright, darling. You know who you're for?
I need to know who you're for.
Contact Wib today for your complete personal online banking experience. Available for all mobile devices. The Wynwood Islands Bank, now your online banking partner in progress.
Who you're for.
In 17th annual Conscious Lyrics St. Martin Cemetery Book Fair is getting to a close. And one of the persons who have been contributing tremendously to the fair is Dr. Rhoda Arundel, educator by profession after all. First of all, the significance of the continuation of the book fair for St. Martin in particular and its students.
The original idea of the book fair has always been to bring the books to the St. Martin community, bring it to the students, bring it to their parents, get the community more involved in reading and a love for literature. And so that's the significance. We've grown over the years. We continue to grow in numbers. In particular today, if you can look around at the individual workshops, you know, even though I would say maybe the promoting didn't go as we normally do, to me the turnout is even greater. So for me that says that people are catching on. People are awaiting the book fair. We have a lot of students today on grounds, and I think this says a lot too about how it is impacting the schools, because we make a point to take our writers to the individual schools throughout the fair, but we don't always get every school every year. So just to see the amount of children that showed up today, whether they were the elementary school students, the secondary school kids, and their parents too, who were sitting in on some of the sessions, to me that says a lot.
Many persons strongly agree the point that persons in society are making more use of e-reading instead of having to buy a physical hard copy book. Do you agree?
The evidence says just the opposite, actually. While the e-readers are growing, the evidence out there in the world of books is that the paper book is not disappearing. As a matter of fact, even the people who are doing the e-reading will tell you they do both. A lot of them do both. The younger ones will probably grow up in a time where they know more the e-book than the hard book. But because of the experience at school, that's not going to disappear anytime soon.
You are an educator by profession. Based on the experience, would you therefore say that our students are read more than usual now?
No, I wouldn't say that, because when you say that, it's because you need to make comparisons. What I am seeing, though, and this was part of the conversation just now in the discussion on writing today, is that you have more awareness of wanting to read what is your narrative, more awareness of wanting to see yourself in the story. So there's more active search for Caribbean literature, people of African descent, people of Asian descent. So there's more active search on the part of the younger readers now compared to, let's say, when, a couple of generations ago, when you would read what was given to you. And so what you were influenced by was what school showed you or what the media showed you. But you see kids in particular trying to do a lot more to read about, themselves.
And of course, you will contribute this to technology overall.
Technology, also things like a curriculum, with a CXC curriculum, for example, on St. Martin, I can speak for. But this awareness that you have more younger writers too that are doing things that are reaching their peers. So you're seeing a different kind of reader in terms of the younger generation. I don't know if they're reading more or less necessarily, because when I hear more or less, I think of data that you can compare, and we don't really just have the data on that.
A number of workshops are taking place. One of the persons very much involved is the president of USM, Dr. Kamuna Bears. First of all, how do you see this book fair in terms of information for the community of St. Martin in particular?
Well, I think that this is the most important cultural event of St. Martin. Again, it's been going on for 17 years. It's a moment where we celebrate our own authors, but also invite authors from different other islands of the Caribbean and other parts of the world to come celebrate literature and to exchange stories. And I think that is precisely why it is the most important cultural event of the year on St. Martin, because you have that exchange, that local as well as regional and international exchange of stories. And this, of course, will have an impact throughout its different activities. If you think about the children's session, the children's book sessions, the books that are being produced here from different sectors of society. So yeah, it's going to have a very big impact, and it will continuously have that impact. And I'm really proud that University of St. Martin is a co-sponsor of the book fair.
Hello St. Martin, my name is Stephanie Medina and I play football with the Walichi Women Soccer team. I have represented St. Martin in many different games, for example the Dutch Caribbean Women's Soccer Cup. I played against Bonaire, Aruba and Curacao right here in this stadium. Sports matter to me because it makes me happy, it keeps me fit and healthy, and it is very fun. So I asked the business community to take on this challenge and help us rebuild our facilities. And I also asked the community to nominate the local businesses in your area and take on the challenge and step up for sport. Why? Because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sport Facebook page for more information. Hashtag sports matter, hashtag are you in?
before the budget debate started. I was in the corridor of the Parliament Hall, so not in the Legislative Hall itself. All the ministers were seated and some MPs as well, so the meeting was almost ready to start. The Prime Minister got up from her seat, come outside to me, and she started shouting, "MP Duran, MP Duran." She came up to my face and told me that if I continue talking, I'm going to see what's going to happen. All that talking I'm doing, I'm going to see what's going to happen. So my question is, what are you talking about? That's what I said initially. And she turned and told me, you don't know, keep talking and you'll see what I'll do to you. So I was a bit taken aback, especially given the fact that this is the Prime Minister of the country. Some would say, but do you really feel threatened? I feel threatened because that is the Prime Minister, and the fact that she can come in the hall and actually use these words without any hesitation and act so aggressive towards me, in my opinion, she's unpredictable, and I cannot take any chances where that is concerned. I would involve the relevant authorities in terms of filing a complaint, and then they could take it from there.
How soon do you intend to file this complaint?
Well, Stephen, I intend to do so as soon as possible. I'm busy checking the possibilities and who I need to talk to, but as soon as possible, I definitely will be following through with this.
Do you truly believe that the Prime Minister is a threat to your person, MP York?
Well, Stephen, I've been bringing out and pointing out a lot of things that many persons over the years choose not to. I'm not the only one that does it in the current Parliament, but obviously the Prime Minister thought that I was an easy target to come at, and that's why she displayed such attitude and threatening attitude, and so to speak. And I believe that if she's capable of coming publicly and doing that amongst other persons, she's unpredictable, and I can't take chances where that is concerned. I have to look out for my safety as well.
And you said that there were other persons present at the time that the threat was made?
Correct. There was, just off the top of my head, her driver was there, the police officer that is stationed at Parliament, the security guard of Parliament, and other persons in the hall. I can't really pinpoint exactly who were there, but she was speaking loud, and she even went back in the Legislative Hall saying, wait, you're going to see what I'll do to you. Wait, you're going to see. And that's when let's say, I think one other MP that was in the Legislative Hall told me he heard her say it, but he didn't know what she was talking about.
Prior to the alleged threat of the Prime Minister towards your person, was there any other time that things might have been said involving the Prime Minister?
Well, Stephen, I've been doing my job for the last year, and I never had any personal altercation with the Prime Minister. But what I can say, I noticed that the Prime Minister is saying now that I have a personal vendetta with her because of my mother and an issue that she had with my mother. One thing I can say, Stephen, the job that I've been doing is representing the people. And when you look at the issues, for instance, hurricane shelters, appointment of a Dutch CFO instead of a local CFO at the airport, and those things have absolutely nothing to do with my mother. So if the Prime Minister wants to try and spin a story for it to sound good, then power be to her. But what she did in terms of threatening me is the straw that broke the camel back, and I feel like I need to take it further and let the relevant authorities do what they need to do, because it is serious and I cannot take it lightly.